Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Worked out chest hard today, so we pumped. Alright. Here. We got our food drink. Working that. Got that fruit drink, yes. Alright, so let me tell you what we got in here. Alright, now we got clove and garlic cut up. We got turmeric root, ginger root, and 3/4 of a whole lemon. Just 3/4 of a whole lemon cut up. You know, the skin, the seeds, everything. Throw it in here. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil to that. Got myself some nice olive oil. One sourced. So we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil to that. Tablespoon's good. Add an olive oil to the protein shake, so tablespoon's good. Look for the olive oil there. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Alright, so we got this. Oops. Yes, Jev and Jenna, how are you? If you haven't subscribed, please do. Yeah, I do, yeah, let me give you all a little, had a good workout today. So I'm 120 pounds, guys. All right, 120 pounds. But you know, you know what I'm saying, had a good chest workout. I'm really pumped up. But yeah, I do 2 tablespoons of olive oil a day. So I got my blend. We got blueberries. We got like almost a cup of blueberries. We got a clove of garlic. We got raw turmeric root, raw ginger root, blended up. Happy New Year, my man. And I add a tablespoon of olive oil to it. We got some apple cider vinegar in here. And I'm going to drink this down. It can get a little pungent, but, you know, I'm going to have to do the best I can there. So we gonna drink that down. It gets a little tough. All right, so hold on here. Oh yeah, I've done more. I've put in shallots. I've put in radishes, and they can get tough. So I've added a lot to these bulks. to these blends that I do. And I do the whole lemon, the seeds, the skin, the pith, everything. And it's really, it's really great for your prostate, for men, for adrenal, for kidney health, for because it's a good fruit that cleans you out, the lemon. So it's really good for the urinary system. It's really good for the liver. It's really good for just preventing kidney stones. It's really good for gallbladder. It's really good for just a whole range of reducing insulin sensitivity. I mean, all this stuff's on YouTube. So this is where I get this from. Dr. Berg actually got me interested in the olive oil water with cutting up garlic. Take a clove, cut it up, throw it in like 6 or 8 ounces of water, add a tablespoon of raw olive oil, put the apple cider vinegar in there, maybe 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 some other stuff or whatnot. But yeah, you just play around. So I try to do this. Now the problem is, as I burp it up, I burp it up. Well, I don't have much muscle. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like there's not. I'm not a big guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm 120. You know, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm trying. You know what I mean? But I'm a smaller guy. Chest isn't the best. Stomach's all right. You can see I got some flab there. Couple top abs here, but I got the flab there. But it's a lot more. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot less around here, which was good. When I was eating worse, I was up to like 130, and it was like fat was really coming in here and stuff. So I got to be careful. Um, but I train hard. I do cardio, and I'm trying to focus more on really really just like coming down like really slow and hitting hard, and So, but yeah, all that good stuff in one drink, definitely. Yeah, nice. Well, see, you're lucky, man, because I do physical work too, but like my genetics aren't that good. Like for me to have this, like I never had this in my 20s. I never had that in my teens. Um, I couldn't get definition. I tried working out. I played hockey. I rode bikes all the time. I fished. I did all kinds of activity, but I never could get. And then I did P90X from like 2010, 2008 to like 2012, and that kind of got me contoured a little bit. But so then now I've been just trying to focus on like bench squats, barbell shoulder presses, farmer walks, different variated push-ups, push-up pumps at times, full range push-up, just different things here and there. And, I don't know if it does anything, but a lot of times I burp the garlic up. So what I do is I'm gonna take some DoTerra oil. Now, if any of you guys suffer from heartburn, and the DoTerra oil, you can find it on Amazon, and there's stuff on it on YouTube too. But so I use the oregano, the peppermint, and the kabai, which is more for like anti-anxiety. So what I like to do is I like to get my capsule there, right? And what I notice is, usually one oregano is good, and then I do four. I do. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, sometimes when you get older, so I'll do one oregano. So 1 oregano goes in. I'm going to do 2 kabai. And then I'm going to do 4 peppermint. I really like the peppermint. It really helps with heartburn. If any of you are suffering with heartburn, I would recommend researching out the doTERRA peppermint oil and also the doTERRA oregano oil. So I'll take that, and then that's gonna help so I don't burp nothing up. But I do this stuff because it's for health purposes, you know, and it's one of those things where I can be lazy and not. I'd had a good blend yesterday, I had a good blend today, so I try to be consistent with them, you know, and I feel they offer a lot of benefit. So to combat some of that stuff I was telling you about, I take the doTERRA oils, and they actually work most of the time for that. So it's actually pretty cool, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys out there. It's actually pretty cool, you know. But yeah, you know, go on YouTube and stuff. You know, check out like Berg, and he's pretty good. You know, he has a lot of good recipes up there and stuff, you know, and you know, you just kind of fish around, you know what I mean? So, you know, but I hope you all Happy New Year to everybody on the live here. Happy New Year. Definitely hope you know, all went well for everybody, you know. But you know, there's a lot of benefit, you know, to a lot of things, you know. So it's like, so you know, you get a lot of benefit. But it's hard though, you know. Doing all this stuff, it's time consuming, you know. But I mean, it's worth it, you know. You feel better. It's good for the internals, you know. Blueberries are very high in, you know, antioxidants and stuff. And you know, when you do that, when you add a little turmeric, ginger, you know, you're really getting a whole spectrum of health. So it's like worth it to do it, you know. Definitely worth it to do it. Yeah, carrot, ginger, and lemon's good too. I would, yeah, I would even add in cucumber and blueberries to that. So I would add in some cucumber and I would add in some blueberries. Cucumbers are very good for the skin, for the bones. Cucumbers are real good. So, unless you eat them, you know, you can eat them, but I'm not a fan of the cucumber. So, I tend to burp them up a bit. But if I was on more of a fruit-based diet, all that would go away. You know, like I notice, like, a lot of people that say they itch and stuff when they have fruit or vegetables, but if they don't go into an anaphylactic shock, that's just because their body isn't used to that. So once, after, like what I noticed that would happen to me, and then I went like vegetarian for like almost 2 months. and I couldn't hack it anymore. But I noticed that like any type of like lip um, puffiness or anything, it all went away after I my system got used to the various stuff. So it like actually went away and mended itself. And typically, a doctor's gonna say, "Oh yeah, you're allergic." But yeah, you could be allergic, but if you don't go in anaphylactic shock, you're not allergic that way. You're not like truly allergic. Your body can become allergic, but you can also do things to counteract that so it's not allergic anymore. Unless you have something like anaphylactic shock with seafood or getting stung by a bee or stuff like that, well then what I'm saying is not going to work. I'm just talking about the normal person that just gets like a puffy lip, maybe a little itchy, and but no swelling, no throat closing, no true anaphylactic. So that's like pseudo anaphylactic, and that's because your body, your system is not used to handling that. And if you're somebody like me who's eating primarily, bad shit, candy, bad stuff, excuse me, candy, good stuff too, but not as a whole, your system is going to, all right, morning Al, welcome. Your system is going to not be able to handle it all. So that's why as you introduce the fruits and even some of the vegetables, you'll notice a lot of that itching that you would get, that the doctor would be like, no, don't eat it. But since you don't go into anaphylactic, your body should tolerate those within like a month or two, within at least a month or two, if not sooner. Because you have to remember when you're eating more fruits and vegetables, and then if you're cutting, say, a lot of animal products or whatnot, and your system's more reliable on, fruit, vegetable, whole food type carbs and stuff like that, your system is going to handle that much better. And that puffy lip and whatnot, you eat an apple, you get a puffy lip, you're allergic. No, you're not allergic. You're not allergic. Your system is not used to that because of the carbs, because of what you're putting in your body. You're not eating enough of it. So once you strip some of that extra crap and then start eating more of that, eventually you don't get like, if I don't eat an apple for months, I get a puffy lip, and then a few times after eating the apple, it goes away. So if I was truly allergic, I'd have anaphylactic, I'd be puffy, and it wouldn't go away. So these are things you got to consider, and the doctors, they don't really tell you that. They don't know how to break it down like that. A lot of them are ignorant as can be honest with you. I go on my appointments, I let them know what I want for blood work, I let them know what they need to check. I basically run the show. Any ailment that I'm talking about, I already know exactly what they're telling me. I can already tell them what they're going to tell me, pretty much. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Western medical science is just book knowledge, and a lot of times just prescribing medications, unless it's surgeons. Now they're a different breed, and they're a different, I hold them in a different respect. But yeah, that's just, not trying to go on a tangent, but that's just my opinion on everything, on some things, But I could be wrong too, So you always gotta trial and error, And that's the best way to do it. Trial and error, Definitely really into that, definitely really into the olive oil. The olive oil is really important. Definitely lubricates those. And raw olive oil, not cooked. Cooked is good, but you got to drink it raw. And 1 or 2 tablespoons a day raw, and that's going to really help your artery, your arterial plaque, all that kind of stuff there. Um, it's gonna, it should keep your blood a little more viscous. It should keep your arterial pathways a little more viscous, and the viscosity is what I'm saying should be a little bit better. But of course, all this is in theory, so we don't know. Yeah, well, thank you, 3 Cent. If you're not subscribed, please do. I do food ASMR. And no, you're right. I am about doctors because not all of them. I mean, we need them, but we need them to check us out. You know, I mean, a lot of times they do testing too late. If a smaller bone male, uh, like in my case, I was a smaller bone. I'm small bone, and thank you. And I had an issue where my jaw receded back and back and back, and I lost bone. Now you don't see it this way because I had jaw surgery, so they broke both jaws. This was in 2001, and they pulled this as far as they could, and they pushed that one back. So like when you look at me, you don't see it because it's an illusion, but like there's no jawbone. So you see like when I go right here, you see how it just goes right into there's no bone. So like you see how there's a little bit here, but there's nothing. It goes right into my neck. So now when I shave, I have to make a line with no bone, and that's like wicked hard, especially now over here where I have a lot of gray. It's like wicked hard to get a line because there's not a bone pushing that out where I can hit it better, and it takes me like almost an hour to an hour and a half to shave. It sucks. But what I'm getting at is I lost a lot of bone in my jaw from like third, really eighth grade. By the time eighth grade came, my chin was literally from here back to here. So my chin, they pulled it this much forward. So there's a notch here. So this chin was all the way back here in my neck. And if I were to shave, you would see the flatness here. That's why I always have the beard. So what I'm getting at is these doctors didn't think that this kid is losing bone and these were great doctors supposedly, and I never believed in the Aetna and the all the good insurances, and you get the best doctors. No, they all don't know crap. You know what I'm saying? I'm on SSDI, and I go to doctors that are just as good as doctors that I saw as kids that were on my father's insurance, and he had the best insurance, and we saw the best doctors. But yet the best doctors didn't think that when a kid is small bone, Josh, Happy New Year, lower body weight, hard time putting on muscle, etc., losing bone in his jaw, they didn't think to maybe give me a bone density scan to see like where I'm at. You don't correlate. The minute in 28 years, like it's like 2018, 2019, 2020, something like that. I don't know. It was like a good 3-4 years ago. I went to the dentist, and I had my cleaning by the dentist, and they did me the X-rays, and they said you lost bone in your jaw. So the minute I lost bone in my jaw, I said I have osteoporosis. I said if I lost bone in my jaw after all this was corrected, and I was in my, it was like 3-4 years ago, so I was like 44, 42, 44. I said I have osteoporosis. So what did I do? Called my doctor, got a bone density scan, and found out that I do severe. I have a negative 4.5 T score as a 47-year-old man in my lumbar. My femur area is osteopenia because I do so much running and cardio and stuff. I think I saved myself there. But my spine is what it should be if I was, in my late 60s, early 70s. So that could be a problem. And it, uh, a few years ago, it was a negative 4.0, and the last one a few years back was a negative 4.5. So that's actually a D. So that's why I'm trying to do everything, to try to correct that. But the problem is when they want me to take this and all, I told them I'm taking it. I won't take that. That destroys the jaw, causes necrosis of the jaw. Meanwhile, I had jawbone lost and jaw issues, and then they and they want me to take osteoporosis medication, a biophosphates that's going to do nothing to my jaw, which would probably happen because I'm probably pre-susceptible for having a jaw disorder. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're going to put me on that? So I just let them know I'm on it. I don't take that. I'll never take that. It's not going to do anything. And if it does anything, it's short term. Those medications don't fix the problem. Yeah, honestly, if it got to a point, I would have to go on either a carnivore or an all-fruit diet. It would have to be one of the two. And the all-fruit diet would actually cure the osteoporosis, I guarantee it. The all-fruit diets, well, it might not, but I mean, it could help. Because on YouTube, if you look at like some of the stuff, there's people that, do the fruit stuff and their bones are good. A lot of their other ailments go away. Same with the carnivore. So I've noticed that. So it'd be like one of the two. So I'd have to wait, and I'd have to see, with my next bone density that'll be coming up this summer. And God forbid it's a 5. That's really going to suck. That's really not good, And I've been working out since 2008 pretty hard, but I've been finding out that it's, I guess, kind of prevalent in the family. And, I did eat a lot of sugar. I still do. I did eat, as a kid and stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of contributing factors that, can cause that and whatnot here. You know what I'm saying? And, I was actually gifted a blender, but I'm not using that blender today because I washed it yesterday, and it's upstairs, and I didn't want to go upstairs to get it because I'm kind of rushing, so I just figured it'd be easier to use the food processor today. But yeah, as a Christmas gift, I got this great Oster blender, and it works really good. It's a lot quicker than this. It cuts it really good. I love it. It's my favorite. It's really good. I'm really glad I got it because I needed it. So thank you, Don. So thank you for the gift out there. Nah, no calcium. Calcium will go to the heart, Josh. It'll calcify your heart. So you never take calcium supplements. Never take calcium. It calcifies your heart. Goes right to the heart and artery. Never do that. Never do that. There's a type of calcium called hydroxypite. More of a different type of calcium, hydroxypapatate or something. But I will not take calcium supplements. It's really not calcium with the osteoporosis. The problem is with the osteoporosis is what happens, Josh, through diet and through my type of diet is I have good vitamin D storage in the liver. No worries. I have good vitamin D. I'm up in almost toxicity in vitamin D storage in the liver. So you think, what's up with that? Well, you have to remember, and the doctors, I was telling this, they either didn't know or they're like, how does this guy know this? And I told my guy, I'm like, this is the deal. There's an enzyme released by the kidney, okay? And when you hear supercharged D, the D that's regulated by the homeostatic mechanisms of the body, and that kind of goes here and there when needed, what happens is that D goes from the liver to the kidney. then the kidney releases an enzyme for that supercharged D through the homeostatic mechanisms of your body to then distribute stuff right homeostatically, so you are getting the deabsorption. As a for instance, I had 938 testosterone, but I have a high SBGH hormone. That inhibits my free testosterone and my bioavailability. So that's why when I get my test done, my total T might be in the high nines, but my free test and my bioavailability are wicked low because the high SBGH causes that. Just like the kidney enzyme is not being released, and that's what's not allowing that vitamin D to work synergistically with the homeostatic mechanisms to do what the vitamin D and the K are going to do to the bones. Plus, I did eat a lot of candy growing up, a lot of soda. I'm small, so I kind of did it to myself. But definitely no calcium. Don't recommend it. That's going right to the arteries and going to calcify your heart. If you do want calcium, you get it from yogurt, you get it from eggs, you get it from cheese, but really get some like Italian, Romano, and like grate it up. You could, or just eat it. Some of that cheese. Cracker Barrel's pretty good. Those cheeses are pretty good. Yogurt's good. Eggs are good. You can do a little milk if you want. Like I do some milk. I drink some milk. But it's not the best calcium, and I don't know if it really does anything. But, there's a little bit of that. But I think the cheese, the cottage cheese, the more, fermented type stuff, I think it's pretty good. Now, I actually risk that. I'm a little cautious, so now I've been gone down. I was doing close to 200 at like 140 for like barbell squats back in the day, like 2013, 2014. So, thank you, Alan. So, yeah, I know a lot. I know more than most doctors on all this stuff, and I'm not trying to be I do. I know more than that's why when I speak to the doctor, I look at them like I know more than you. And if they were to, and when they talk to me, and if they were to teach, I think I'd be the type that I could shadow a doctor and I'd get it. Take some classes, shadow the doctor like an internist, and I got you. It's not very hard to diagnose and to fix a disease. It's all diet. It's all what we put in our mouth. And those are facts. You eliminate grains, you eliminate carbs, you eliminate sugars, you eliminate all that crap. You're gonna eliminate half the disease and half the autoimmune issues and half the crap that's going on in your body right off the bat. But it's just hard to do that, you know. So Josh, as I was saying, so I do barbell squats. So the other day I was able to do 135 pounds on my back. I'm 120, 118, like I say, and I'm going down instead of going this way, which is more risky here. I'm going this way. I'm going down. So I'm going like this. Barbell here. I'm trying to go like to here and up, like a piston. Okay, so instead of going back, which is way more stress, I'm going here. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that's risky with 135 pounds on my back. So I've actually progressed up in my weight doing that. So I was actually pretty surprised. So in a little bit I get a little something in the lower back, but I go easy with the weight. And then I've been doing these things where I put 40 to 60 pound dumbbells right here, and I do a glute bridge, and I go up, in a bridge, and I hold it 3-4 seconds and come down slow. Up and come down slow, and I do 15 reps, 3 to 4 sets. So I'm hoping that adds some extra stimulation to the lower back, because God knows I need it. And I'm not going to know any of that until the next bone density. But I've been just trying some things that, that might help me out. You know, trying some things that, you know, if I could be a little more diligent, I I would definitely, you know, eat a little bit better, cut a little sugar out, do a little things different. You know, I'd probably, hey JJ, how you doing? Welcome. Well, you know, the thing is, they recommend not to do barbell squats when you have it. They recommend, like I do Superman, so I get on the floor and I raise up, so you stay flat on the floor, and you take your legs in the back and front and you raise up like you're flying. Those are a little risky. I do those because I've always been able to, and I'm gonna still continue to do them. Barbell squats are risky. I'm gonna do those because, and I just take it slow. I don't rush up the weight like I do on other exercises. I kind of stay till it feels a little more comfortable, and then I move up. You know, so, but I mean, you know, if my spine can handle 135 pounds on my back, you know, I'm 120, so that's okay. It's only 15 pounds, but it's all right. So if I can, you know what I'm saying? If I can hold that in my spine, you know, and I don't go up so quick to where I'm breaking it down more in the sense that I'm getting it to the point where I'm comfortable, you know, and I go a little longer with it, it's going to provide that stimulus, in my opinion, which is just going to keep the back stronger. Because if I stop doing that, I'm going to risk other stuff. So, in my opinion, just go slow and do it. You know, I'm a sitting duck with that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and no doctor's going to be able to help me with that crap. You know what I'm saying? So, I got to do what I feel I can do. And, you know, I got to plug away every day. And I got to try my best because it's serious, and I'm not going to rely on some idiot in a lab coat that don't know half what he's doing, don't know anything actually what he's doing, just wants to prescribe me Actinol and crap like that. That's just going to deteriorate my jaw. Could also ruin my density in my femur area, which isn't a problem. So I'm not doing any of that. I'm not gonna take that. I'm not a sheep. You know what I'm saying? And I don't trust any doctor unless he's a surgeon. I don't trust any internist. I don't trust anybody in a sense. You know, I just want my blood work. I just want you to tell me what's up, and then I can go do my own research and figure out what I want to do. You know, God forbid I get cancer. Well, I'm going to do my own research, and I'm going to stop eating, and I'm going to fast, and I'm going to cut everything out, and I'm going to go all fruit. And that's the way I'm going to cure myself. God forbid I get it. And if I don't, then I'm going to die. I'm not going in with osteoporosis, with bone issues, with this and that, get chemotherapy, rot my body out, decrepit even more, rot my organs out. I'm not doing that. If I have to, I will, but I'm hoping that maybe with the knowledge I have, I might be able to stave off if I can, but maybe not. Yeah, JJ. But it just sucked because I had bad lactose intolerance as a kid. And, you know, being 3 in 1980 and 6 in 1983, they didn't have lactose-free milk. They didn't have lactose. They didn't have any of the good stuff they do now. So, like, you know, my mom did pretty good. She gave me cream of wheat, you know, and some cheese and this and that. But it's just, if I could have had a little more, it might have been a little more benefit. But I was so lactose that I couldn't do it. You know, and that didn't really change until, like, I got into my teenage years. Well, actually, more into my 20s. Because I was blowing up bathrooms drinking protein shakes in the 90s, the Twin Lab stuff. I remember I was at my father's shop one time. He was trying to sell computers. I was hoping the business was going to go real well. I really was hoping we could have done something together where we could have made money together. There was the one thing. Oh yeah, hey Nick, how are you? Nice. Yeah, so I was always hoping, I was always praying, and I was always throwing good positivity out there that my dad's business. A few ventures, he tried like one venture was called Retronics, where he was trying to collect like parts that had the gold in it to see if he could get enough to like maybe melt them down. And then he tried building computer businesses and this and that. And I was really hoping something was going to set off, because if in fact it did, I would have been set and I would have learned it, and it would have even brought us closer together. So I was always one that I was for it, and I was definitely disappointed that it didn't go that route. But but yeah, I don't know why I got on that subject, but I'm just kind of rambling right now. Yeah, Happy New Year, Nick. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Gonna have to wash my shake. Gotta make a shake here. Hold on. Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year. Definitely. Whoa, it's fell on the tree. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely doing good. Thank you, Anthony. How you doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Hopefully 2025 doesn't get crazy. It might, but hopefully it doesn't get crazy. Oh, all right. Yeah, no hangover for me. I don't drink. Yeah, I'm not a drinker, so. Nah, I didn't see that, but it doesn't surprise me. Was he drunk or did he do it on purpose? Nah, I never got the shits from drinking. I mean, I've downed like almost a liter of black velvet whiskey. Oh, on purpose, of course. Good. They actually should have tortured the guy, is what they should have done, instead of killing him. You see, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and this might be a little extreme. But let me tell you what they need to do. With a child molester, with a rapist, with a woman beater to the point where, say, she was hospitalized with severe injuries, with a situation where a guy does something like that, what they need to do is they need to take those individuals, they need to live feed it, trickle it into the kids in school. And I would not say the first, second, and third graders or fourth graders, but I would say the fifth, the sixth, the seventh and up, or maybe not the fifth. Maybe we'll start with the sixth. We'll start with the sixth. Sixth grade and up, all the way through high school. They need to be brought into the cafeteria and the auditorium if the auditorium can't fit everybody, or they need to be in their classrooms and they need to have a TV in there with the live feed streamed in. And what they need to do to these people is torture them on live feed, and I'm talking gruesome torture to where some of these kids might be throwing up, because I think that jolt, as sick as it sounds, is going to prevent a lot of this crap that's going on, because they're going to see what happens when it does, and they're going to see live death and live suffering and live screaming that they're not going to be able to process, but it's going to shock their system so much that they're not going to care about who's popular, what clothes are better, what shoes I got on. He's in the sped class. She's that all goes out the window. Show them the women that are getting their kids cut out by these terrorist groups. while they're alive screaming. You know what I'm saying? So they can understand, and then put these guys and gals in a room, mentally retarded, jock, nerd, etc., and give them a common problem. Sit them all in a table of the diverse groups and give them a common problem. Allow them to work together to figure it out. Because you do that enough times, you're going to create unity. You show these things enough times, you're going to create unity. You get these kids in an auditorium and you get them riled up and you say, you're the future, you're the change, you're the voice of this. Which they can't do, but this is what they need to do. You're the voice, you're the future, you're the change. You say it every day. It becomes subconscious at that point, and changes can occur. I went to a private school for 3 years. First thing I heard when I went in there was you got to wear a tie on Mondays, like it's a whole suit almost on Mondays. And if you can't afford the suit, a jacket, a tie, a jacket, a tie, and slacks and dress shoes were the attire for Monday. Then the rest of the week was khakis, dress shoes, casual shoes, and just a collared shirt. And then Friday was dress down day. And I thought it was the dumbest thing. I thought this was so stupid. And then the quote was, we're in the business of learning, which I thought was even more dumb. But then after a week or two, it ingrained in me that, yeah, this is great. We are in the business of learning. I'm learning. I'm dressed nice. It made me feel good. Made me feel more successful. As I started progressing and getting good grades and getting my learning disabilities in check and actually being able to read and understand and get straight A's and actually be able to achieve things that I never was able to do. I mean, I was a guy that got D's and F's all the way up from kindergarten through 8. I couldn't understand a paragraph and tell you what it was about. And then I go back to public school and I know more than the resource room. I don't even need it. And then I go to a community college in like 97 and I'm almost pumping straight A's with 4 classes, no problem. Because my study techniques were so fresh and they were so beyond what these people that were in the special ed room for 8 years of education had. I could have helped those kids better. My skills were better than what they were being taught. It was a joke what I saw after that. So it's like these kids gotta be honed down, and these people that are doing these sick things like that need to be mutilated, and people need to see that, because that's gonna second guess unless they're a real sicko. But it may not work. It may be a bad thing. It probably would be a bad thing. But in all honesty, kids need to see what's up, because that's a failing situation right there. They need to see what's up. I mean, I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, you got to study. No, it's not cool. It's not about what's cool. I said to her, look, so let me tell you this then. It's not cool to study, right? But when you go into Burger King and you see that guy behind the counter, that's not cool. I said, when you go into McDonald's, that's not cool. I said, when you go into CVS and you see the guy working, that's not cool. But I said, now, like when you see a guy working at school and he's a landscaper and he's making good money and building a business, well, that's cool. He's driving a nice truck, nice car, that's cool. Flossed out a little bit, that's cool. Being an RN, making $100,000 a year, $80,000 a year, that's cool. That's floss. Being a lawyer, being a doctor, being a this, being a that, making that money, making that cake. Well, that's pretty cool, right? But how do you get there? You got to study. You got to work for it. Because if you don't, you're going to be in the uncool. And she was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Of course it freaking makes sense. Because it's like these kids don't understand. Okay, it's not cool to study, but yet is it cool to work at Burger King or McDonald's for minimum wage? Oh, that's great. 3 cents. Nice. That's an awesome job. And a trade is great too. So they should go to college or a trade, not some type of menial minimum wage job. So that's not cool, and they realize that when they graduate. But if they realize that what I was saying and it made sense to her, if they heard stuff like that more, they're going to realize that that not cool actually leads to coolness that's going to become better coolness in the future. Because the fact of the matter is, once these girls and guys get out of 12th grade, they're not going to know anyone anymore. Then it's not going to matter. It's college or it's do or die. You don't go to school, you go to work. And then if you go to work so long, then school falls behind. And then you become like me, 47 years old with nothing. You don't want that. So it's yeah, taping's very difficult. Wallpaper's very hard too. But yeah, I agree with you, Alan. And God bless you, 3 Cent. Good job on that. How old are you, 3 Cent, again? Drywall's good, and yeah, you're right. Taping is that's tough stuff. You got to be very precise. I mean, with that, you know, definitely got to be. Yeah, nice. Yeah, sometimes I wonder if I should have gotten into a trade. I don't know if I could. Maybe if I was taught it, I could understand. I don't know, but I'm not really into that kind of stuff. It's just the money can be good, but that's why I was thinking dark because I think for me, it's probably going to be, I'm better with psychology and the mind and philosophy and kind of talking to people and, getting stuff out of them and just being a shoulder for them. So, but I just want to be successful and I just want to make some good money, so it's just like, it's a tough bind. I've always wanted to be successful ever since I was a young kid, ever since I didn't want to leave this private school I was at, and it sucked. And I wanted to go to another one, but it was too expensive. And then we checked out one, and it was just like it was 5 grand a year, but it was the girls and the guys. It was just like it would have been just like EO. So I was like, don't waste your money on that. So I mean, but yeah, but 3 Cent, you work out. You lift weights, 3 Cent. Because you guys got to remember, and I had a young kid who does a lot of drawing, and he's getting irritated in his wrists. And the problem is you guys aren't, if you're not working out and you're not holding weights and you're not doing wrist curls this way and this way with a barbell or a dumbbell, and you're not stimulating that, you're going to break down. Those muscles are going to break down wicked quick. So anybody that's doing some type of physical labor or even drawing or even stuff like that, they really should be weight training. Um, hey, Pabsy, Happy New Year. Yeah, but digging's a great workout, but the problem is with that is it's still going to stress everything. You need to strength train because that's strength training. But the problem is it's like a construction worker that doesn't work out, or a guy that's delivering, kegs of beer that doesn't work out. They're gonna break down, even though the movements that they're doing are building up the body, but there are a lot on the joints. So now when you're adding in squats and when you're adding in deadlifts and when you're adding in bench presses and shoulder presses and flies and dumbbell presses and deadlifts and reverse lunges and all kinds of stuff like that, what you're doing is you're strengthening your ligaments, your tendons, your bones, your joints, so you're working them out, you're making them stronger. So that way now when you're digging, And when you're doing this type of stuff, because see, if the digging was doing it, you wouldn't be getting irritated. You shouldn't be getting irritated if that was strengthening your wrists. But you're doing all that digging, and your wrists are still getting they're hurting. So that means that's not doing anything but making it worse for you in a way. It's helping in a way, but it's not making you better because you have to strengthen these tendons and ligaments and joints. And the best way to do that is a strength training and push-ups, regular push-ups, knuckle push-ups, and if you get to a point, you can do them like I can do them right on my wrist this way. So, as an example, start this way on a knuckle, right? We can go with standard, right? And then we can take this, then we can go like that. See how my wrist is? Well, you can't really see it. So this is okay. So you see how I got the wrist here, right? So that's your wrist this way. That's your knuckle. And that's your flat. Now the key is then you jump back into the other, but I'm really sore. And I was really sore. So I'm not gonna mess with it. But doing stuff like that's gonna strengthen that wrist too. So you gotta consider that if you can. Yeah, thanks. So just to give you some perks on that, all right? 3%. Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, carpal tunnel's not going away, right? And it's only going to get worse. So instead of doing push-ups like that first, you have to build up. So you have to start with just barbell and dumbbell work, bench presses, with the barbell presses with the dumbbells, arm curls, reverse barbell arm curls, wrist curls this way, that way. You take 2 dumbbells and you hold them and you walk for you do a couple sets for a minute, then you drop down and say you do 3 sets for 30 seconds. They're called farmer walks, things that you're holding your wrists and you're strengthening. And then after a while of doing that, and then you can start messing with the push-ups and seeing how that feels and do it slow. Do 2 or 3 reps if that's all you can do times 3 sets. If it feels good for 2 or 3 reps, but it hurts at 4, 5, and 6, then you just do 1. You just do 3 reps, 1 or 2, 2 or 3 reps times 3 sets, and then you build up as you start feeling better. You don't start with any of this that I was showing you. This is more advanced stuff. But you're gonna want to work those weights, and I can tell you that's gonna help you, because if not, it may hurt a little bit and it may get uncomfortable. I would recommend if you're a coffee drinker or you're a tea drinker, get some Knox, or Walmart sells their own brand of gelatin. It's a non-flavored packet. It's great for ligaments, tendons, joints, bones, hair, skin. And you basically brew your coffee or your tea, and I add 3 to 4 packets. They're 8 grams of protein per packet. Okay, so I usually add 3 to 4, but 3 is okay. You can even do 2 to 3. In the beginning, I would do 2, and then I work up to 3. Or actually, in the beginning, I do 1 packet just to see how it feels, and then work to 2, and then work to 3. Or you could do in the morning 2 packets and in the evening 2 packets or something if you wanted, or in the morning 2 and in the evening 1, or however. And I think that's also going to help you notice strength and feeling better in your tendons. And either the Knox gelatin or the Walmart brand one is pretty good to do. And you just brew it, you stir it in quick, you put your cream and whatever you sugar it with if you do. I use stevia and sweet and low, and then you put it in the microwave for about 30-40 seconds. Keep a spoon in there, and then you just drink it up. And I've noticed that's helped with joint pain and stuff like that. So, like I said, I think that could be another good thing, that might help. That might help with you. Um, and I think that might be better than like getting collagen. It's a little cheaper. You can look into fish oils too if you don't burp them up, because the fish oils are really good for your joints, your ligaments, your heart, your skin. That's really good too. Um, so and it's all on Amazon too. So you can check it out, and then if you have any questions, you can always get to me. That's very good. Yeah, you're gonna want to do that because sugar is very inflammatory, and it's also a very diabetic factor too, but very inflammatory on that. But yeah, very inflammatory. Yeah, look into it. Excuse me. And and that's why I like to do the lives, because I like to give you guys some pearls, some stuff that may help, because I know I'm a big researcher, and I find everything on YouTube. So I mean, it's not like the information I'm telling you is is off like some other platform. I get it all from YouTube. So yeah. And I can tell you another thing you may want to look into. 3-cent pickle is get a blender. You may want to look into cutting up whole lemons. You may want to look into, I start with a half a lemon, cut it up, and then take a clove of garlic if you can, cut it up, let it sit out 10 minutes. If you can find raw turmeric or ginger root, use a little of that, because the ginger can be hard on the stomach and make you crap like a few hours later and give you like a weird like type of thing till you get it out. So go easy on the ginger and the turmeric. Sometimes it can be nauseating. And then add some like blueberries or pineapple, whatever type of fruit you want. Strawberries. Hey, Morgan Wallen. Happy New Year. You subscriber? So then, and for a guy, that's good for the prostate too. It's good for lowering insulin sensitivity. It's good for kidney and bladder health, and preventing kidney stones and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, look into that too. YouTube. So Dr. Berg is where I got a lot of these ideas from. So if you go to YouTube and you look up Dr. Berg, you're gonna find a lot of stuff on there. You know. Yeah. All right. No. Yeah. Yeah. Ginger's good. Well, do the lemon. Get it. Get it. You got to make sure it's organic. Okay. And cut the lemon in half. Cut it up. Or even if you're not sure on it, cut a half of the lemon and then cut that in half and try just a little bit. Throw it in the blender with everything else and see how you do. And if it agrees with the stomach, add a little bit more. I always say start small, build up. Because the last thing you want to do is add too much, get sick, and then think you can't have it, when if you just add it small for a few days and then your body gets used to it, add a little more, gets used to it, and you're in harmony. And that's what you want. You know? I hope so. I hope so. I'm trying, guys. I want to try to get back to school for drug and alcohol. So I'm trying. I'm trying. Please give me, please, yeah, please support me on that. I really want to. I'm 47. I do receive Social Security disability benefits, and I work part time. And I'm doing this, but I'm tired of being on it, and I want a full time job where I can actually make money. And my daughter is going to be turning 18 June, or not, yeah, this June, and I can't. I'm going to end up losing her portion of the money, which is not going to be good. So I'm going to be really struggling. So I need to make like 25 to 27 an hour to kind of get like, to kind of exceed a little bit what I'm making now with everything. So I want to go to the DART program, and I was talking to somebody where I work at the pantry because they have a clinical side, and he was telling me that he would hire me at 25 an hour, fresh out of the program, and I could make up to 27 an hour, and then of course I would continue school. So there's a college campus not too far from me, so I'm thinking between either this or next Friday, I'm thinking of going, and I'm really going. I'm gonna really try to do that in the FAFSA and meet with a counselor because I've been feeling a little bit more positive, and it's because I kind of have that in the back of my head, and I know I keep talking about it, so I gotta try to do it within the next couple weeks. So at least all this talking about it shows that I actually freaking did it. Because a lot of problem with me is I talk and I talk and I talk and I don't do anything, and that's not good, you know. So that's a problem, you know. So I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. I just got to use the bathroom for a minute. So put you. I'm gonna put you here. All right, thank you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I had to. I'm sorry about that. Hope you didn't hear it, but it's live. It's real. I'm getting ready. Um, I go see some family today. Can't wait. Be a great time. Haven't seen them for a little while, for over the past few years, so it's nice to actually be back in touch with them. Feels good. So it's helping with my positivity. Whoops, with my positivity and stuff. I'm just trying to stay positive and focused, and you know. But I hope you didn't hear it. But you know what? It is live. This is the part of it. My YouTube is raw. Honestly, I wanted to take you in the bathroom with me and sit on the toilet and hold it higher. But the chances of, God forbid, something being seen and then I have to not post the video, I didn't want to do that. So I just set you up over there. But yeah, I'm the, like I said, we're going to make a protein shake now. Hold on. And this is my go-to milk. Best milk ever. Fairlife. All right. Thank you so much. And it's what I like. I say it's 150 calories, which is great. You don't need low-fat milk. That's not the problem. The problem with the milk is the milk sugar in it. That's what causes the diabetes. That's what causes the arteriosclerosis, the plaque in the arteries. That's what does it. So what's nice with the Fairlife is you only get 6 grams of sugar per 8 ounces, and you get 13 grams of protein. So if I wanted 2 glasses, I would get 12 grams of sugar and 26 grams of protein, and 1 cup of regular milk is 8 grams of protein and 12 grams of sugar. So I could drink 2 glasses of this to 1 glass of regular milk. So I always drink one of these. This is why I like it. And it's lactose free. It's wicked smooth. It's wicked creamy. And it is what it is. So I throw the 8 ounces in there. And I have it measured up by the notches on there. So we're going to throw that in. Now I'm definitely going to do here. Take that protein. And this is the protein I've been using. Very good. It's $50, but it's very good. It tastes just like milk. This is milk. It's just they don't have the lactose in it, so it's not as sweet. It's more creamier. Like with the lactose, like with the regular milk, it has a more sweeter taste because it has that lactose sugar in it. But when they omit the lactose, it just gives it more of like a creamier, almost like a raw milk, but not a raw milk, just like a real creamy, just great, great tasting milk. Like you'd love it. I'm not going to lie, Stonyfield organic milk is pretty good too. They have a good creamy type of milk, but I think this is the best. And if you get the chocolate milk in this, it's going to be 13 grams of protein and 12 grams of sugar versus regular chocolate milk, which will be 8 grams and anywhere from like 25 to 30 grams of sugar per 8 ounce cup. So with the Fairlife, you're getting 13 grams of protein and 16 grams of sugar. So you could have 2 glasses of the chocolate milk to equal 1 glass of the regular chocolate milk. So always take that into consideration if you're trying to, just cut down a little bit. So I take the whey there. I'm actually going to use. There we go. I'm going to use a little more here. I'm going to use that. Let's use a little more. Got a pretty hard chest workout today, so hard enough for the best I can do. And now we're going to take our olive oil. I already used one in my blend, so we're going to take that olive oil. And always put olive oil, if you can, in the protein shake. Even though with the milk it has the fat, but whey is very high glycemic. It'll raise blood sugar because it's so fast digesting. It's a very high glycemic protein, and it can cause diabetes if you eat tons of it, and it will also raise blood sugar. So you have 8 grams of fat in here, but what I like to do to buffer it even more is I take a tablespoon of olive oil, and if I didn't use it in the blend today, we would be doing 2 tablespoons right now. So we add that tablespoon. Remember, this is all raw, guys and gals. So this is the best benefit of the draw right here, because I'm getting raw olive oil. I'm not cooking it. I'm not free radicalizing it. I'm getting it all raw and health straight, you know? So we're going to throw that in there. All right. I'm going to throw that in there. And then, like I said, I like to use, we got a little Ceylon cinnamon. I got to get some more of this coming up when I go to the health food store. I don't know if I'm going to go today because I'm kind of running out of time, and I'm not sure what time I'm going to be at the FAMS. So I might just go Friday. But I have to get some more Ceylon. This stuff's expensive, about $7. So the regular cassia cinnamon is like a couple bucks, but the Ceylon cinnamon is between like $6 and $8, depending. But this is what you can have more in bulk. It won't affect the liver. The other cinnamon that's cheaper, if you have a lot of it, it could cause liver issues. And then, of course, paprika, that's very good for the heart. Yeah, very good for the heart. Very good for the cardiovascular system. Very good for the blood. Cayenne, too, but it's a little hot for me, so I go with the paprika. But you really want to throw it on the eggs, throw it on the rice, throw it all over you can. You can't go wrong with paprika. It's just good stuff. You know, and it's nice when you do it like this. So today I'm making, well, you know, today I'm gonna throw in 3. So I'll throw in a teaspoon and a half of the paprika, and this is kind of a little bit my concoction. And then I'm gonna add in a little malic acid. What the heck? And it kind of makes it taste a little good. So you take the malic acid. And I'm going to take a gram right here. I'm going to throw that in there. Help with that nutrient absorption. And then we're going to cap it up. I need to get a new shaker. So I'm using this for now. All right. And then we're going to shake it up. So, I mean, if I were to eat, obviously, more chicken and rice, add another protein shake with milk, more consistent, I'd definitely get bigger, I think. I'm just lazy. And I need to eat more, but I get lazy. You know, I eat more junk than good food, which isn't good. But I'm trying to get more motivated, so, you know, let's see what happens, guys and gals. But, all right, at least that's all set. So we got that going. We got this going. Yeah. Sometimes I was adding up to a tablespoon of paprika. I was going 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of paprika, but I started tasting it too much, so I lowered it. And I was going like a tablespoon of Ceylon cinnamon too. And I would add nutmeg sometimes to it, and is it coriander? But it gets a little tough. Nutmeg, curry, and coriander, but those get kind of tough. I should add a little nutmeg to it. You know what? I'm gonna add a little nutmeg to it after when I bring it back out. Nutmeg's really good. But yeah, I have to, guys and gals. I have to. You know, it's I try to do this for the health, so oh shit. So you know, I don't know. You know. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, hold on. Let me get gelatin. So yeah, here's the Knox. I mean, just the unflavored gelatin. Walmart. Here are the 3 packets of gelatin. Oh, let's go upstairs. Shit, I'm spilling everything. Hey, Lila. Hey, oh, all right, you guys pooed. Well, you have to give me a minute. I gotta clean up crap. Hold on, I'll put you guys over here for a minute. Enjoy. Hold on. What we got? All right. Let's go make a little cafe. Cafe au lait. Cafe au lait. I love coffee. Alright, so we're gonna see what we got. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, yeah. But yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Crazy how fast it goes, you know? In a few minutes, I'm gonna have to cut the live. Just gonna do it till I make the coffee. No worries. Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be running soon too. But yeah, take all that into account. Think about it, brother. Thank you. God bless you, my man. Yeah, it looks like we don't have many on right now. Right, time to cut. I gotta get that for you guys. Hold on, alright? We got a good girl, Sophie. I mean. Love that good cup. All right, everybody. I'll definitely be back.